Chris?
They finna cancel his ass. For the old shit he used to
What he tweet?
He was tweeting shit like, about like Muslim religion. He was like, people fall they're f***ing idiots.
What? I think they found some.
He was saying like, he was saying racist shit.
What?
He was saying all types of shit.
Like Chris?
Like from like 2000 and
Come on, let's get into
way
this.
back.
Tweeted that?
Yeah, he's going through a lot of shit right now, man.
For Christmas to be.
Chris.
Who is this guy?
The title says why Chris will soon be a nightmare for MrBeast. I don't think that's gonna be a real problem, MrBeast though. Like, MrBeast got it.
Oh, we live.
Oh shit, we are. Him changing and transferring, I don't think it'll be a problem.
I think it is a problem. He had a child and a wife.
Maybe for the family, but for MrBeast,
He had a wife and a child.
Yes.
Caitlyn Jenner did it.
Caitlyn Jenner said that trans people shouldn't be getting all this recognition. She
Word.
said that all these companies are being tricked into doing that and they should stop doing that.
Yeah.
And she the one that spearheaded this whole thing.
She really
Yeah,
did.
he spearheaded.
She did.
You know,
She said
Caitlyn
that.
Jenner, he got Woman of the Year. This very first year doing it. That's like winning MVP your rookie
She
year.
got a Woman of the Year almost like 10 years ago now.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's like one of the MVP your rookie year.
Your rookie year. You know how cold you gotta be?
That was like half a decade
Magic
ago,
did
wasn't
it.
it?
Just forget LeBron.
Didn't Magic do it?
Nah, he got finals MVP.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He won the championship.
yeah, that was 2015. Damn, that was like 8 years
We
ago.
are getting old. Oh my goodness.
That was like 8 years ago, yeah.
I'm about to file for Social Security soon.
When I heard about this,
He got-
I did not believe it. No, I literally did not believe it until I went on Twitter.
I believed
started
it
going through his
instantly.
media.
I was actually watching
but bro,
the
Chris was
video.
just like a.
But
Oh,
if you
the
go watch
Sunny
the last
V2?
few videos, I was noticing he was starting to change.
He was changing, he was, but I'm just
I
like,
didn't beat that.
he seemed like a regular, like he never would do
I
anything
watched
like that.
MrBeast videos, and I was like seeing, I was like,
Yeah, he
you know,
was. He
some
started
different
having
things.
hair.
And his nails.
Yeah, he
And
started
I was
doing
like,
different,
dang,
started
you
getting
see?
nail polish and stuff
then
like
they
that.
came out.
He be getting like acrylics, like shapes.
How you wipe your booty, critics?
Come on,
Yeah.
what you do?
That's crazy that that's the way you chose.
Yeah, I want to say right. I think there was a bunch of other ways to skin that cat. You chose the other way to skin that cat.
Booty wipers.
Not the sharp ones.
Alright. Woo! Alright, let's go ahead and get into this.
I'm
man.
sorry,
I don't know this guy. Let's see what he says.
Yeah, man.
You don't know who
it.
Chris is?
Situation could
Man,
become
you
a
ain't heard of
complete
MrBeast.
disaster for MrBeast brand. However, it
I don't think
may
it
also
would.
provide some unique benefits. So let's begin by going over the
Did he say it will
drama.
have benefits?
May also provide some
Yeah,
unique
I think it would.
benefits. So let's begin by going over the drama
Wow, there's
before
something like
explaining
that.
exactly how this will impact the MrBeast channel. In mid-2022, fans began to notice that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential Southern gun and truck loving.
Sorry, bro. We got to go back, bro.
What?
Because Ross just fucked me up. My face was fucked up for a second. Because what Ross just said whispered in my ear.
Bro, you keep whispering shit, brother.
Bro,
They gonna see that.
I couldn't even look normal. I was trying so hard to look normal.
What did he say?
He said, he's kind of hard.
Can't lie on camera like that. He ain't me cap, man.
And now I'm trying to be normal because I don't want them to get mad at me.
Alright, let's get to this.
That's good footage.
At first I was thinking, okay, no, we're serious. At first I was thinking this might help the way the water's going, but then I think about the parents and if they see that.
He has a
like
child.
That's his situation, though. We
we
talk
gonna
about
They gonna say it in
Mr.
this
Beast
video. I
fans.
just watched this video.
What's MrBeast's target audience? Everybody?
Yeah.
The Chris Tyson situation could become a complete disaster for MrBeast brand. However, it may also provide some unique benefits. So let's begin by going over the drama before explaining exactly how this will impact the MrBeast channel.
Oh, you asshole! This nigga won't stop
What's he say? What's he say now?
joking.
I didn't say that.
What's he say?
I didn't say
He tortured me, bro. It's like when you in class trying to laugh and you look
Todd
at
is whispering. Todd is actually whispering over here. Todd is quiet. I didn't know that.
This nigga come up, this Ross do
It's a
this.
real video.
Todd,
I cannot.
Let's go.
Todd,
Please, let's
Todd
get
is whispering on camera,
Let
bro.
me get a charge.
He do this to me at church. He do this to me everywhere.
Todd just whispering on camera.
Brother, come
bro.
on, shake back. Let's go.
No, I tapped. I said you a different type of nigga for tapping that.
Alright, let's go. Like it.
Alright, hold on, bro.
Take a brief
I'm
breath.
about to be the last time fucking Ross, man.
I'm sorry, bro. I had to tell you a different type of nigga for tapping.
Man,
That's the only thing I said.
chill, y'all
I
niggas
wasn't joking.
tweaking. Come on, bro.
I think
Come on,
it
come on.
was big.
Come on, let's like it. Let's like it. Bro, he wanna laugh.
I'm not kidding.
He making me wanna laugh.
Damn, we can't go around past one part.
Let's go.
The Chris Tyson situation could become a complete disaster for MrBeast brand. However, it may also provide some unique benefits. So let's begin by going over the drama before explaining exactly how this will impact the MrBeast channel. In mid-2022, fans began to notice that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential southern gun and truck loving dude.
Whoa.
Yet beginning in March 2022,
Did that shirt just say meat
Chris began
lovers?
to
Well, if they joked about it, that mean they might is it.
noticed that Chris Tyson was changing. In the early days, he represented the quintessential southern gun and truck loving dude. Yet beginning in March 2022, Chris began to display increasingly feminine traits, making tweets such as "I finally got my nails done at a nail tech." Additionally, Chris would highlight that his facial appearance had changed significantly since the start of the pandemic, which accompanied another post reading, "Okay, so in 4 different customs I had to prove I was myself because I quote look nothing like my passport pic, so much that I'm considering updating my passport. Do you see any resemblance?" Prompting replies such as "You went from man to boy." Chris responded by stating, "Nah, to be honest, I just really started taking my mental health seriously and eating better," yet his Twitter photos kept insinuating that Chris was becoming more feminine, with this same kind of look showing up in his MrBeast appearances. For example, on the 6th of January 2023, Beast Reacts uploaded a video titled "I strapped a GoPro to a fish," in which Chris dressed in a way that prompted comments such as, "Chris has been adopting more and more traits that remind me of my grandmother." Okay, so some people just gonna ignore Chris's nails? Chris had to have lost a bet. The look is getting wild. The response to the video then prompted countless viral TikToks, such as this one with 700,000 likes, stating, "How did Chris go from this to this?" While others even made the claim that Carl had turned him gay. Now, this was pretty ridiculous as Carl isn't even that feminine, and Chris had come out as bisexual years before he and Carl had even met. The true catalyst for Chris Tyson's feminization instead seemed to have come from his marriage. In January 2022, Chris would post a photo with his wife to his Instagram, yet after this, the family photo stopped altogether. Fans also noticed that he'd removed his wedding ring, with the ring's absence correlating perfectly with the very first post in which he'd painted his nails. Chris confirmed the split in a post from March 2023 reading, "For a little over a year now, me and Katie have been separated," with this also confirming that Chris's transformation began as soon as his marriage came to an end. Chris went from lighting campfires and raising a family with his beautiful wife to now trying to be a wife with his man buns and long nails. As the criticism continued to pile, Chris announced that he'd be taking a break from social media. And while there was a possibility that Chris would make efforts to return to his former self, he'd rather do the opposite and double down on his feminine image, showing up to the Kids' Choice Awards looking like this, before making the announcement that he'd been doing HRT for approximately 2 months, which according to a quick Google search is the medical process for changing genders. Chris would expand on this by stating, "Informed consent HRT saved my and many others' lives. The hurdles GNC people have to jump through to get life-saving gender-affirming healthcare in a first world country is wild to me. Just let people make informed decisions about their own bodies," which received a positive response from both Carl and MrBeast, who wrote, "Got you, I did one more heart than Carl because I'm a better friend." While his co-workers expressed positivity, others weren't so welcoming. "There goes a father figure the kid won't ever be able to look up to. Hard times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create hard times. Weak man times." Chris responded to this comment by stating, "This is just more dog whistling that somehow trans and GNC folks aren't safe around kids. Tucker begs for me to come back when I leave for like 2 days to film. He is so loved and happy. Kids aren't born with hate, it's taught by people like you, and my child will only know love. I know I'm going to be a great parent, and so is every other person who puts the love of their child before everything. I made this decision because I wanted to show up as my best and happiest self for him. In a way, this was for Tucker." Chris's response received some positivity such as, "I'm convinced you're an amazing father. Tucker is lucky to have you and also lucky to have all of those who surround and support you in his life, as well as I adore that. I'm glad you made that decision. It's so much easier to be a parental figure when you're not struggling with dysphoria, yet he'd also receive an equal amount of backlash. You ripped apart your family and took a father figure away from your son just so you could paint your nails and act zesty. Pathetic. He will get torn apart at school, won't want to have friends around his house. A life full of difference and being alone. Must have missed the point in that tweet. How's this for him when you're depriving him of a father figure? Although Chris wasn't altered by these comments, as he'd once again reiterate his certainty in a new post reading, "It's never too late to start being yourself," which received praise from MrBeast as well as Nolan and Carl. However, these comments also added extra fuel to the fire. In a few years, look back at this thread and remember they were never your friends. Only yes men cowards. Hope you come out of this safe. MrBeast responded to this with a simple opinion irrelevant ratio, to which the original commenter would state, "I have 30 followers, so go ahead and ratio me. I'll still rest easy knowing that I'm not a coward who idly sits by watching my friend ruin his own life." In some ways, it was nice to see the boys standing up for Chris on Twitter. However, the situation has already begun to change the dynamic within the videos. For example, in a recent live stream titled "Opening 1,000 Mystery Art Boxes," Chris would once again dress in quite a feminine way, and while everybody participated as usual, the energy and vibe didn't feel nearly as smooth as it normally does. It felt as though there was an unaddressed elephant in the room, and therefore everybody was in their head, as opposed to being in the present moment enjoying each other's company. Maybe everybody was simply too busy opening packages, but Chris did make these bizarre jokes about Jimmy being female, making him incredibly uncomfortable.
"Oh my god, Jimmy, look, they drew you! Jimmy, they drew you so well. It looks just like you."
Oh, yes.
Oh my god, it's Jimmy.
How did fan art? This is what we were looking for. Be brave, be honest, be kind. Mr. Beast. That is my tagline.
Becoming even weirder when each member started to pay each other compliments.
Hey, nice shirt. Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Hey, nice
He
shirt.
lost his character.
Thanks, dude. Nice shirt.
Thanks. Nice shirt.
Nice shoes.
For the most part, the live stream was devoid of awkward moments. However, it would act as fodder for another 100 million views worth of drama and criticism. Chris likely believes that people will slowly adapt to his new appearance over time, but is this really going to happen? Well, maybe. It's difficult to say as the situation is fairly unique, especially when considering Chris's reputation and influence. However, if Chris continues to transition, would it be unreasonable to say that he could jeopardize some of the personality traits which made him a successful member in the first place? Perhaps the opposite will happen, and he'll instead pick up new personality traits that better resonate with the current MrBeast audience. This was put forward in many comments supportive of Chris, who imply that there'll be millions of queer kids who look up to him, although this doesn't necessarily mean that it'll add any value to the videos. MrBeast has likely cultivated a massive LGBT audience, all of whom are already watching anyway, and if we've learned anything from Hollywood in recent years, it's that adding over-the-top LGBT characters for the sake of relatability rarely works as intended, and is often nothing more than a distraction from the premise of the movie or video. On top of this, it can be uncomfortable and unrelatable for the silent majority, although as we have seen, a situation like Chris's does have the potential to create an otherworldly amount of discussion, which could be seen as a benefit for the MrBeast brand.
Drama is good for growth, 100%. That would be an easy way to up my
So
base
you're
if
a
I got
keep
it.
The problem is this type of situation is probably the last thing that MrBeast wants to attract, as he's forced to agree with Chris's position, as he has no way of manipulating the situation without being painted as the bad guy. It's a lose-lose situation for MrBeast. I think Jimmy is in an inescapable situation. If he kicks out Chris, cancelled. If he don't, his channel will die for real. An inescapable situation is a pretty good way of describing the drama, which is also why it deserves the harsh label of being a nightmare. Jimmy has no option but to publicly express acceptance of Chris's transition, as silence or even worse, disapproval would come with obvious severe repercussions. However, in accepting Chris's transition, Jimmy implies that this will be the new normal within the content, thus annoying a different group of people, many of whom will never express their true feelings and may rather simply click on fewer MrBeast videos. If this is the case, Jimmy has no option but to accept this fate, as removing Chris from the videos in any kind of way could create an even more severe media firestorm. The only clean solution, should things go south, might be for Chris to resign himself, and even then rumors and bad press will be unavoidable. Whether it be arrogance or ignorance, Chris seems oblivious to how this whole thing might impact Jimmy, forgetting that he achieved his current level of success by avoiding this exact type of drama.
Just check the comment section. I'm just curious what people saying. What type of feedback they get?
Anyone else know how Chandler's just chilling throughout this whole situation?
I saw a video how they said Chandler doesn't support him.
He doesn't?
No, all the other members have publicly supported him. Chandler didn't say nothing.
He didn't.
He's probably just telling he didn't feel like kind of like Mr. Beast probably. So he.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking if I was in this
They
situation,
said it's
man,
like
you know,
two of the members that haven't said anything, and Chandler was one of them.
what could you do besides support? To be honest, I mean,
Not
you can't.
support.
I mean, but like,
silent?
you would be a. I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously you could do that. But I'm saying, if you act like a dick about
As the
it,
liberals would say, silence is violence.
yeah. But even like, I feel like I also feel like
say that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh my motherfucker!
If you're not against us, if you're not with us, you're against us.
I just feel like any good person would truly just support, regardless.
Really?
Yeah.
So let's say hypothetically, you got a group of friends.
Yeah.
who had each
One of them
account,
trans. I
and
mean,
one of those 5.
So have us five right now.
What one of us?
And bro,
okay, what do y'all turn trans? What can I do besides support? If I be a dick about it, then it's gonna be like,
So you're not gonna be
I'm
a dick
a bad
about
person.
it? You're not gonna be a dick about it?
bro, that is
You're not-
literally
you're not
changing
gonna
your
Joseph-
life.
you're
That
not
is
gonna
literally-
Joseph?
Bro, listen to me. That is you changing your life
You're not
forever.
gonna- you're not
You think
gonna
I'm gonna Joseph about somebody changing their life forever, bro? You know already how I feel about it. First off, you already know how I feel about it.
Everything, look at him. Let's see his face.
You already know how I argue about that other situation. You come there, hoe! Nigga, look, that's niggas on niggas conversation. Y'all know how I feel about the other situation when I get passionate about that. So obviously I'm not gonna joke about that, bro.
Really? So
Yes.
if I
You are a
would,
man of God.
yeah. So you would be okay with me transitioning into
Ross, what the fuck can I do?
You would be one big.
Well, I would be like,
He said, "You what?"
He'd be a big girl.
I said, "Big bitch."
that would be some dick shit to do, though, bro. Like literally
Really?
changing your life forever, bro.
But it's not okay for me to do the what was that challenge? The silhouette challenge online. That's not okay.
I mean,
That's not.
Whoa. That's not too. That's something I can literally roast you for some past situation.
But I'm saying,
this is gonna be his
I can
future
still
forever.
I know, but I
That's
can
his
still
future
remember.
forever, bro. He's expressing himself.
Honestly, if
remember
you
the
come in here with some tight jeans on in your hair, I would be messed up about that.
Time out real quick. Then we're going down that road again on this bed. So let's just.
But if you changed your hair and start wearing tight jeans,
That's why you're the
I'd
greatest
just
boss
be like,
ever.
I'll be like, you know, Ross, you know, what you got going, bro? I definitely say something about it.
That's
but
why-
like, you know, it's just
Thank
like,
you
if
for
you say I'm
always
going down
saying-
that road, what can I do about it?
That's why you're open-heartedness and you're just accepting of all things.
This
Bro.
guy,
You're a great freaking guy.
Alright, this guy's hilarious.
Real
But
class
no,
act.
on a road note though, do y'all think this will ruin MrBeast's channel?
I think what he pointed out, he's definitely in a sticky situation.
He's in a
that live
sticky-
stream really showed like they not.
No, it
bro
didn't
pulled
look-
up in a crop top.
They looked like you know how okay.
Has his views going down?
I am keeping it 100. I think
If
it's
you
not
watch
gonna
they
affect
open,
you.
they used to vibe so different than
Yeah,
that.
their
You
vibe
can't
was insane.
like to say that they
Bro
that
said,
video there wasn't like
"Look, Jimmy, it's you." And
Jimmy was-
it wasn't
just like,
real, bro.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I would have those awkward moments. But
I've
like,
never seen Mr. Beast in Mr. Beast, bro, is a YouTube. He's been doing this since he was 12 years old.
He looked
Like,
cringe.
that man has never looked like that on camera to me.
He looked cringe.
He looks cringe. I've never seen him
Look,
look
Jimmy, it's you. That's what he said.
Yeah.
man, if he removes him, bro, we can't cancel him. We have to figure out a way not to cancel MrBeast. All this whole work he has put in,
Maybe
it's
we
no
should
way
cancel
he can.
Chris.
Maybe.
We gotta save Mr. Beast and the Mr. Beast.
We gotta
burger.
save Mr. Beast,
I
bro.
love MrBeast, man. It's just no way we can cancel MrBeast.
I can't believe
I love Chris. I love Carl. I love all of them. I love Jimmy. Like, what the heck, bro? I mean,
What did that guy?
I just feel like I don't know.
why people making such a big deal of
This
it.
is-
The people are forgetting
this is
that Jimmy
low-key-
and Chris have been friends since school, and I don't think he's just gonna ditch him now because
Hell no, he's not gonna ditch him, bro.
hormone
That's
therapy.
impossible. That's impossible. He's not gonna ditch him. I just feel like this
I
is
don't
making
know,
my
he's a
head
different
hurt, bro.
person now.
Why is all
He's
this
not
going
Chris
on,
no
bro?
more. He's
It's
Christina.
so much going on,
The
bro.
jokes is so like
Now Mr.
you guys-
Beast?
You guys is so different.
Mr. Beast now, bro?
Yeah.
That's bad, bro. The beard, okay, it was cool. But Mr. Beast, bro.
Mr. Beast.
That means that this is gonna go, like, this is gonna happen. Like, really.
This the biggest YouTuber.
This is gonna happen.
Ever.
I don't think it's gonna affect them. Bro, you think so?
Bro, did
No,
you
bro,
see
I'm
that
just saying,
video
like,
at 100?
As the world is gonna change, bro.
That's a 50% ratio.
Dang.
Technically, we don't know. I mean, he might
Yeah,
could have wanted to
we
do that, but technically, we could. It could be a.
He said drama is good.
It could be a type of thing. And I ain't jokes. And not a jokes, but I'm just saying, you know. If this is like, we don't know where the world's going, so like, you know, it could be. They know Mr. Beast gonna be here forever, you know. I don't know, bro.
Yeah, that just.
That's just scary though, cause like now it's just gonna be, it's super accepted, bro. Mr. Beast is Mr. Beast. This is it.
It's promoted, bro.
Like he said,
Ultra
Mr. Beast
promoted.
does already have a lot of fans in that community.
Yeah.
So that's why it might not hurt him too bad, but he also has a lot of fans in the other community as well.
Yeah.
So I think some of them
It's
ain't gonna be
very
going for that.
sticky. Yeah, man. Let us know what y'all think, guys. We're out of here. We go.